Hello everyone, this is Stock Market Daily. Thank you for joining me today. It is March 27, 2023. As always, this is not financial advice. Please don't copy my trading strategies because you will lose money, and this is only for educational purposes. For those folks that are new here, if you like the content, I do this every single day. Please consider subscribing. So if we look at the chart for today, you can see that we had a very large gap up in the morning and a nice green candle, strong open. And this is due to the fact that we had some comments from people like Janet Yellen that reiterated her comments about the banking sector in the U.S. being strong and resilient. So that took some fears out of the banks, especially the regionals, and they were doing all very well in the beginning of the trading day and pre-market. So you could see here we obviously gapped up, had a strong green candle, and went up to 4,000, the perfect 4,000 over here, and pulled back a little bit. That's expected. We pretty much reloaded and hit a high of 4,003, and unfortunately started giving that up right here. I'd say we filled the gap over here, which was very nice to see. I mean, I think this is kind of a healthy pullback, fill the gap, and right from there we started, trying to reach the 4,000 level again. Unfortunately, it never really materialized. We were 4,000 right here, so we never really reached it, but we kind of almost reached this prior level of resistance and support. Although there's still a little bit of a couple more points to go. And unfortunately, we sold off towards the end of the day. So on the day, there's not much that's changed. I mean, we were up by 0.16%, so almost unchanged from the Friday of last week. Now let's take a look at the trades that I placed today. Again, this is Monday. So you will see here in a minute that there is a lot of covered call positions that were placed like I do every single Monday. Looking at this SPX specifically, I want to talk about this trade right here briefly, but you could see everything. I didn't have to close anything. All these trades were put on in the morning and they all expired worthless, so I didn't have to buy back anything. So this particular trade, over the past couple of days, the mornings have been very sporadic in terms of how much premium the option goes up to, and quickly within just a couple of points of change in the SPX, the option premium just decays. It doesn't really decay, it just changes so fast. So in the previous video I mentioned that I try to sell an option for $700, let's say, and literally within 3-4 seconds, you hit send. I'm using limit orders. You hit send and it drops down to almost $200. It's not like a instant change, but it gradually, it goes from 700 to 650, and then from 650 to 620, but it happens very, very fast, even though there's not much of a change on the actual SPX in terms of price movement. And that was going on at the beginning stages early in the morning. So looking at the chart, I had a mental number that, I don't want to be above this particular closing price. So I didn't want to be at 39.70. At 39.65 is not ideal. At 39.60, just the way the chart looks, would be my ideal place to put the trade. So some people ask, well, how do I determine where I sell my premiums at? I look at two things. First of all, I look at the previous support and resistance level, and you could see that this looks like a very good level. If you're going to place anything here, that maybe this will be support, maybe this will be support. Obviously, this is going to be probably maybe support, and you could see that we had a support here. So as a good safe level, I want to be here ideally at 39.60. But then I'm also looking at the premium that I'm going to collect. And in this case, the premium for 39.60 was just a little bit too low. So I went with the 39.65, and it's in my ideal spot as well. So I'm looking at delta from 20 to about 24 delta to sell the premium. And I try to get, about 400, typically high 400s and into the 500s per contract price cost. That's how much I want to collect. So those are my automatic ones that I place no matter what. Obviously, if I see that we're going to tank that day, I'm not going to place that trade. But usually, that's my automatic entry is delta 20 to 25, typically looking to collect about 450 to 500 plus. Now, I did not want to lose. So this one was at 60 or 70. I didn't want to lose this premium. I see that the market's going up, and I know how much it could possibly change here within a few seconds, literally. So I acted fast and sold 2 options. Now, these 2 options, I collected $450. Unfortunately, you could see it here that I sold this option at 9:30 and 30 seconds. So market opened 30 seconds later, I already placed this trade and collected $450. Unfortunately, that was too fast, because even when we were higher a little bit later on in the day and the market was higher, this option was more expensive. It had more premium. So, my strat, I thought I was going to try and beat the clock, and that didn't work. So it was just something to kind of keep in the back of your mind that, sometimes it's better to wait and give it a few minutes, let all the price action come in for the options, maybe not rush it for maybe 1 or 2 minutes if you're doing it at market open like I was and like I usually do. So that's a little rant about this first option here. That probably cost me about, I don't know, probably another $150 or something, maybe a little bit more. But so then we have 2 here, and we have 1 at 39.45, and we have 2 call positions at 40.25 and 40.30. Again, I could have put on another one here, and I could have put another one on the put side as well. But given the fact that we gapped up gapped up quite strongly, and then we see that the bank options started a slow decline, I didn't really trust basically the market to continue to stay up. And it was one of those days where I was kind of looking at everything, and everything was kind of confusing for all the indicators, to be honest. You're looking at the big companies, and you're looking at advanced decline lines, and everything seems like it should just kind of be stable, but at any time, one of these guys could potentially start selling off or breaking out, and everything could change, right? But thank God everything kind of worked out well here today. Not much price movement, and everything expired out of the money. So tomorrow will be interesting. We have, we've had some time to kind of digest all of these banking issues. It looks like no other banks are failing at this time. So, like really, really failing, I guess I should say, here in the U.S. And, so if that continues, I'm thinking that we're going to hover around this area. If there's going to be, all the earnings out of the way, I think there's PMI data later on in the week. So if nothing comes in that is going to drastically change the view of the market, that I believe we're going to be hovering around this 4,000 maybe to probably 39.50 level. So that's my opinion. I'm going to be trading it like that unless something changes. Okay, so with everything here, with all the SPX and the cover calls, it was still a pretty good day. The total collected for the day was 1,923. So good day. Obviously the cover calls help, but you could see that they're not actually giving that much money compared to the SPX trades. So most of it is the XPX, a few $100s from the cover calls. And that's it. If you guys enjoy the content, please, give it a like. Consider subscribing. And like I said before, I do these every single day. Thanks, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.